Hi, welcome back to the Sophos XG Firewall version 18. I hope you maybe what you maybe watch my previous videos and help you a little bit. So today I'm guiding you to the load balancing of WAN links. It's not the high availability, it's purely the load balancing of the WAN links because for Sophos XG Firewall you can install multiple WAN links to provide the back for your network support. I mean, for example, like if your main WAN link is down, so you can have multiple backup links to provide the continuous working of your network environment. So how just after the basic configuration, as a firewall administrator, you must configure your WAN links. Like once you set up your firewall, you already configure your primary WAN link and you have multiple ports on your device where you can apply or you can terminal the remaining WAN links if you have. I'm just talking about the guys who have the extra WAN link, and you can know how to load balance between the one or two or three or how many WAN links you have for the backup. So you can just configure the WAN link load balancing. It's purely different from the HA or high availability, because for high availability we must use another one or two firewalls, but for load balancing only for the WAN link. So just we can have a look here. Network WAN load balancing part. Organizations nowadays require stable, fast, and redundant ISP links to run business critical applications. You know that we must have multiple WAN links to provide the redundant support. So, to achieve constant and secure availability to the internet and to avoid network vulnerability, most organizations prefer to have multiple ISP links, which allows network administrators to configure failover and load balancing. So this place I'm just described the steps to configure Sophos firewall for load balancing and failover for multiple ISP links based on the number of WAN port available in the appliance. So it's very important that you must have more than one WAN port on your XG firewall or on your virtual firewall, whatever it is. So you can terminate multiple ISP links on available physical interfaces in the form of gateways. A gateway can be configured as an active or a backup as following. So you can configure your extra WAN links in two formats. One is called active active, another is called active and backup. So the important thing is once you add an extra WAN link on your device, by default it will be configured as an active WAN link or active load balancing formation. So all gateways are in the active state and the traffic is balanced between all of them. By default, Sophos will add a new gateway as an active. So load balancing is automatically enabled between existing and newly added links. So by default, when you add a new WAN link to your Sophos XG firewall, the load between the two WAN links are equal. That means you can say it's like 50-50 percentage. And it's purely based on the weight for the link. Sophos firewall use the weighted round robin algorithm for load balancing, which maximizes the utilization of capacities across the various links. So you can see that when you add a new WAN link, by default, the weight will be indicated as 1. That means on your primary WAN link or the additional WAN link you added, all will have the weight as 1 and 1. That means the traffic between the two will be half, 50% to 50 percentage. And another form of load balancing is like active backup. One or more gateways are configured as backup. That means your primary gateway is down. You can use your secondary or tertiary gateway as your backup. Allows the administrator to configure gateway failover for when at active gateway down. You can see here from setup here, I have a XG firewall which has port A with the connector to the LAN zone, and port B, which is configured as my public IP address or my WAN link, and port C is connected to my DMZ, which for my externally accessible web servers or DNS servers. And I have a port D which is vacant at the moment, and I want to terminate my new ISP or new WAN link to port D. So we can just have a look like how it's shown in your device. So I'm just logging to my Sophos account, Sophos gateway, Sophos firewall, and I'm going to network. Okay. Okay, and this is the network page. It's loading. Quite slow. I don't know why even it's in the same system. Come on, man. Let's get started. No, let me refresh the page. Oh, I got to understand. I just disconnect my VPN. Okay, I disconnected my VPN. Let me refresh the page. Yeah, it's okay. And I go to network. Okay, you can see here in my network section, I have port A, which is connected as to my LAN zone, and it's the static IP address I configured. And I have port B, which is currently is my WAN, and I have a port C. There is no IP addresses configured. You can see here it's disabled by default, and there is no connect, shows nodes connected. So I'm going to my WAN link manager. Yeah, you can see here I have an IP version for gateway. That's name is DHCP port B gateway. And whatever, you can just rename it whatever you want. It's your WAN 1, WAN 2. It's purely on your hand, and with an IP address configured there. My interface. The IP address for my interface is, oh, this is my gateway IP address, and this is my interface IP, and it's by the DHCP. So it's for you. It's for the guys who are configuring a WAN link with the public IP address. Everything will be different. It's not by my. This is by my home router configured. So that's why the IP address shows is like this. Here will be your default gateway address, which is provided by your ISP, and your interface configuration will be here. And you can see this is the one I'm talking about, the weight. Here, the weight is 1. That means now all the traffic from my device, my Sophos X3 firewall, to the internet will be transferred or will be passes out through this one gateway, and it's using the complete traffic. That is 100%. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new WAN link here. So I'll go to interfaces and go to port C. Name is port C. And network zone is not assigned, so I'll go to WAN. Assign it's a WAN port with IP address. For example, I'm just trying IP address. Any IP is for just for the test purpose. I'm just using an IP address like 192.168.100.100 with 24-bit subnet masking, and my gateway name is just WAN 2, and my gateway IP is 192.168.100.1. Yes, that's okay. I'm just going to save the interfaces. And let's get the configuration update of the firewall. Let's wait for a moment. Let me try to refresh. Okay, no need. Okay, my interface is updated. Now you can see it's connected. Okay, it's not unplugged. It shows it's unplugged. No matter, I just go to my firewall, virtual machines. Must be this one, and I go to network adapter settings. Okay, it's connected to Wi-Fi. It's for the physical devices, or in the production environment, you don't need to do this virtual machine part if it's already configured. Okay, I'm just going to connect my network adapter because I don't click the connect adapter, that's why it shows unplugged. So I just connected my adapter. I hope it's connected well. Oh no, what happened? I don't click it. Save. Okay, network adapter. It should be connected now. It's connected. Let me refresh the page. Go to network. Yep, you can see here now. Now my port C is connected, auto negotiated 1 Gbps speed. And you can see my IP address and assign IDs to port B, and port C is now WAN. That means I have more than one WAN interface or WAN link. And I want to do a load balancing for these two. But Sophos XG Firewall by default did a load balancing between these two, and you can see it on WAN Link Manager. See, now by default, when you add a new WAN link to the Sophos XG firewall, it will configure this one as a active setup, which we explained before. So right now, both have the same weight. That means the traffic between these two firewalls are equal. I mean 50% to 50%. Don't care about the status. If it's in the real environment with the WAN IP, it will be shows as green color. That means the connection is success. Now it's not connected to the WAN, so it just shows the red color. Don't worry about that one. So now the problem, now it's, you can, as I say, right now the configuration is like active. There are customers, they have the requirements like, oh, I don't want to use both the network or both my WAN interfaces use the same traffic. I want to use one interface traffic is like, you can say 70/30, or more like different, depends on your needs. For example, I want to use, this is my primary gateway, I want to use the more traffic on here, or this is my primary gateway, I want to use more traffic on here. So you can decide like which gateway you want to configure more traffic, and which gateway you want to configure less traffic. So there is an algorithm, sorry, there is a like I say equation, or there is a way to find how you can configure which interface use more traffic. Depends on the weight. I'm going to explain that one now. So simple. See here, assume W1 is weight for link 1. So here we can think this is the W1 and this is the W2. Okay. And the PT is the proportional traffic percentage, and the PT1 is the traffic percentage for link 1, and PT2 is the percentage for link 2. So first we need to calculate the proportional traffic percentage. That means PT is how much. So simple, it's like your bandwidth is 100 divided by W1 and W2. And second, we calculate the singular percentage for two links, that is PT1 and PT2. PT1 is for the percentage for WAN link 1 and for WAN link 2. For example, so once you see the example, it's so simple. As an example, if W1, okay, right now, this you can see here, at present, I have, mine is W1 and W2. Our percent or our weight is 1 and 1. So when it is 1 and 1, how it will be like PT will be 100 divided by 1 plus 1, that is 2. That means 100 divided by 2, 50. That means the traffic on the WAN 1 will be 50 percentage and the WAN 2 will be 50 percentage. Here it's a different example. For 1, I'm configuring the weight is by default is 1, and for WAN link 2, the new one I added, I give the weight is 2. That means you can see here PT is 1 plus 2. That means 33 percentage. 33.33. That means which value is 1? That is 33. And if you give the value is 2, that is 66 percentage. That means how to say 1 into 33? That means you can get your when the proportion is 33%. It's so simple, you can understand it from this equation. It's very simple. You can decide which, if it is, for example, if the weight is 1 and 1, so you can see is how much will be that travel percentage. From here it will be different. So based on this equation you can identify which weight can give how much percentage of traffic on your WAN link. So come here, if you have multiple WAN links, you can decide by the percentage or proportion is by 100 divided by W1. I mean your weight for 1, 2, 3. How much, whatever the weight you are putting here, you will get the proportion percentage. And from using this way, on which, what is the weight, how much percentage, if the weight is 2 is how much percentage, if weight is 3 is how much percentage, you can understand from this equation. Please keep note on this one and you can decide which WAN link can have how much percentage of traffic to the internet. Okay, let's go here, how we can change the weight. So I want to change the weight for my WAN 2. I want WAN 2 use more traffic than the WAN 1. That means I should use the weight is 2. How I can understand I should use the weight is 2? From here you can see if I use the weight is 2. So this is the W2 and my link weight is 2. If my link weight is 2, I use 66% of my traffic passes through the WAN link 2. So I can just go to here, click on your WAN link. Yeah, here. You can see this is the one. I can change it to 2. If I change 2 and I save the settings, that means from this moment on, all the traffic on my network, that means 66% of my internet traffic will go through my WAN 2. Okay, I'm just saving here. Click on here. Okay, it's updated now. Okay, I can see the weight is changed. That means 66% of my traffic will go to WAN 2 and 33% of my network traffic through WAN 1. Or my DHCP, the WAN 1, I can just change for, I don't want to be a confusion, so I just go to WAN 1, I save it. Okay. Yeah, I have WAN 1 and WAN 2. And by this configuration with weight 1, I have 33% of network traffic. And if my weight 2, I have 66% of weight traffic. So when the number of weight increases and the percentage of traffic also increases on your network. So this is about the WAN link load balancing in active scenario. And if okay, for example, now I want to change my WAN 1 and WAN 2. I want to move my WAN 1 as my backup and WAN 2 as my primary gateway. So easy, you can see here, right, is now is active. So simple, just go to WAN 1 and select, make it as backup. And now, backup gateway details. Now, how you can activate this gateway as backup when the time of any failure. Activate this gateway manually. Now, if my all WAN links fails or my main WAN link 2 activate gateway fails. Active means right now my WAN 2 is my active gateway. If WAN 2 active gateway fails, if you have multiple gateway, you can select it either all or which is your primary gateway you can select from here. And now by default is manually. If I change like this, I can get the activation on action on activation, inherit weight of the failed active gateway, or you can use a configured weight. That means if you select this option means right now my WAN 2 active gateway use the weight is 2 and WAN 1 is 1. If I select this option, the WAN 1 will get the in weight of 2, means the link weight 2, inherit the weight from WAN 2 and become the primary gateway. Or you can use configured weight, means if it will won't get the number 2 from the WAN 2, it will just use the number 1. Now action on failback. Serve new connections through the restored gateway. Serve all connections through the restored gateway. Means once this become failback, means once go to the failback option, you can select which option is you can see get the exclamation mark. You will get more details like it won't interrupt existing connections, of the backup gateway. So you can just decide like what kind of activation options comes here. Now how you can decide the failover rules, how you can configure the failover rules, or how you can know the failover is happen. Right now my gateway, that means the WAN 2, you can what is the IP address, or sorry, your gateway IP address is what. If it is 192.168.0.1, means if you cannot able to ping, you can just go to edit here. Yes, if not able to connect using ping on IP address this one, then shift to my another available gateway. You can save it. This is one way you can configure this one. Just go to cancel it because I'm not going to changing anything now. Okay, let's go back to the situations how it was before. Okay, right now I'm just using the same. And you can configure the same here for WAN 2 also, or sorry, WAN 1 also. If WAN 1 is your primary gateway, go to WAN 1 and you have the failover rule here. When you can just edit this one. If not able to ping your primary gateway, you can just shift to the another gateway. This is one option there. Right now let's see if my configuration is both are active. You know, now at present I changed the weight, so this is the primary active gateway, means using more traffic, and this is using less traffic. I'm gonna change my settings again. I'm going to change, this is 1. Okay, okay, right now they are still, now if they are passing the traffic in 50-50 percentage. So for example, I'm just selecting WAN 1. Yeah, my IP address is 0.1. Just I don't want to make you confusion, so I come to the WAN 1 option, and this is the same range IP address, and port IP address is this one. I'm using active set scenario. Now here I can edit what I just tell before, how I can decide the WAN 1 is down. If I cannot able to ping on my gateway IP address, that is the 0.1, then shift to WAN 2. I can add more options, like you can see here, add. Now I have two conditions here. If I not able to ping on this IP address, and if I cannot make able to a port 80 connection to 8.8.8.8.tcp connection to this IP address, consider this as down and shift to another available gateway. I can use AND or I can use OR. Any one of these options satisfies, then it will be moved to the another gateway, that is WAN 2. So this is the failover rules and load balancing which you can configure on Sophos XG Firewall version 18. It's available on version 17 or previous also, but just talk about this is the one option which is available on your Sophos version 18 WAN Link Manager option. Thank you for watching. Have any doubt, please put in the comment. Thank you.